come. They're off and pacing from the outside. Sammy George in between horses. That Branstard Lad. And down along the inside, it's the Gesundheit. Around the turn they go from the outside now. Sammy George gets that lead. Gesundheit is racing in second now as Storm Key drops in third. Right there in fourth now along the inside comes the Branstard Lad racing in fifth. Is Head Knocker on. In the sixth now that comes Prairie. J.J. Flyer. Dom's Dream is now racing in seventh with Peppy Ranger. The Sunny Rabbit is at the end. They go by that first quarter in 30 seconds straight. And on a short lead, there is Sammy George. But up the challenge now to get the lead. Here comes Storm Key. Storm Key from the outside got the lead a length and a half. In second is Sammy George. Gesundheit is right there in third. Branstard Lad is now racing in fourth. Head Knocker on in at fifth and out and going sixth now on the outside at Prairie J.J. Flyer. That's Peppy Ranger now racing in seventh. Dom's Dream and the Sunny Rabbit is at the end. They go by that half mile on the front and it's Storm Key. Sammy George is racing second. Up to be third now on the outside. Here comes the Head Knocker on. Around that far turn they go, and on a short lead, the leader is Storm Key to half in a minute and 2/5. Storm Key's on the short lead. The challenger second now on the outside. That's Head Knocker on. In the third along the inside is Sammy George. Coming on fourth along the rail is the Gesundheit. They turn for home. The leader is Storm Key, a half a length. The challenger second on the outside. Now comes the Prairie J.J. Flyer. Racing at third along the rail is Sammy George with Peppy Ranger coming on fourth. Down the stretch they come with Storm Key still keeping a short lead. Down along the inside now, Sammy George is coming on. Prairie J.J. Flyer, and way on the outside, here comes the Peppy Ranger. Storm Key's on a short lead. In between horses is Prairie J.J. and the Peppy Ranger. It's close at the wire. 3 horses on the wire, and it's a photo finish. Here they come. They're off and pacing out sharply for the lead goes Gina's Pride. Coming away second now along the inside. That's Ideal Turn in the third. It's Angel of Pearl. Dropping in fourth now, that's Dancer Dow. Up to be fifth on the outside. That's Little Red Rorty. Coming on sixth now. That's Comedy Club. That's Snooty Line. Free Parties right there in eight as they go around. They're turning into the back stretch, and on the front end, the leader is Gina Prize by 2.5 lengths. And second along the inside now is Ideal Turn with Misty Cole right there in third. They went by the first quarter in 30 and 4. Down the backside they go. Gina's Prize keeps that lead by 2. Ideal Turn is second by 2.5 lengths. In the third now, that's Misty Cole. The Angel of Pearl is now racing in fourth. Coming on fifth now on the outside, here comes the Comedy Club. Dropping back in sixth there along the inside is Dancer Dow. They go for that half-mile marker. There's no change with the leader is Gina's Prize by 1. Out and going now on the outside. Here comes Ideal Turn to challenge for the lead. And it's Ideal Turn on the outside now getting the lead. Gina's Prize is still racing in second. In the third there along the inside, that's Misty Cole. In the fourth now comes the Angel of Pearl. Up to be fifth is Comedy Club. Halfway around the turn, and the leader now is Ideal Turn. Up to be second now on the outside comes Misty Cole. Back in third now along the rail is Gina's Prize as they turn for home. On the front end, the leader is Ideal Turn. The challenging horse now on the outside. Here comes Misty Cole, and down along the inside, that's Gina's Pride. Down the stretch they come, and from the middle of the track now, here comes the Comedy Club to get that lead. Coming on second now on the outside, here comes Free Party, and down along the inside, that's Gina's Pride. It's the Comedy Club, and way on the outside now coming up to be second is Dancer's Dow. Comedy Club with Dancer's Dow closing on the outside. It's the Comedy Club in front. they come. They're off and trotting with the dual flashlight. El Satine Caballo and down along the inside, that's Lovable Jim. Lovable Jim from the inside gets that lead. That's Legend Little Bit now trotting in second. In third on the outside, that's Dual Flashlight. In fourth along the inside is Speedy Cooper. Coming on fifth now is El Satine Caballo. Around that turn and in the backside they go. Lovable Jim, the leader by a length and a half, with Legend Little Bit there right there in second. Up to be third now on the outside comes El Satine Caballo. Speedy Cooper is now racing in fourth. In the fifth now, that's Dual Flashlight. A gap to six comes Amanda Brown as they trotted the first quarter in 30-1. And from the outside now to get the lead is El Satine Caballo. In second now is Lovable Jim. Trotting in third there is Legend Little Bit. Coming on fourth, Speedy Cooper. In the fifth now, that's Amanda Brown. Racing in the sixth is Fair Chancey. That's Cleveland Rocks Captain Johnny Jim. They went by the half, a minute and 1/5. El Satine Caballo keeps that lead a tight length. Right there in second along the inside, that's Lovable Jim out and going third now on the outside. Here comes the Legend Little Bit. Up to be fourth now on the outside, it's Dual Flashlight. Speedy Cooper is trotting in fifth, got no place to go. In the sixth now, that's Amanda Brown. Coming on seven on the outside comes the Cleveland Rocks. They turn for home. They're ganging up on the leader. They're in a bunch. You got a hunch. Who do you like out there? 3-4 horses across the track as they come down the stretch. And on the front end now with a short lead, that's the Speedy Cooper. Coming on sharply now along the inside is Lovable Jim. Down the stretch they come. The leader now is Dual Flashlight. Up on the outside now, here comes the Cleveland Rock. And Speedy Cooper is third along the inside. Coming on fourth now is Captain Johnny Jim. On the front end is Cleveland Rock. There is Dual Flashlight. There's two to the drive. One will survive. Here they come. They're off and pacing with Wrong Message out there for the lead. Tombo Chief came away with Lucky Star down along the inside. Scott's Magic and now racing in fourth. Coming on fifth, that's Duo Cotton Picker. In the sixth is Victory Tarpon. The Red Dog is right there in seventh. Jiffy's Class, and at the end, it's the Brit Bro. But racing out there to get that lead by 4 open lengths now is Wrong Message. Racing in second along the rail, it's the Lucky Star. In third now, it's Tombo Chief. In the fourth is Scott's Message. In the fifth now is a Duo Cotton Picker. They went by that first quarter in 29-4. Wrong Message, the leader by 2.5 lengths. Lucky Star is second by a wide margin. Racing in third now is Tombo Chief, up to be fourth on the outside. And now third comes Scott's Magic. Right behind him in fifth now comes Victory Tarpon. They go for that half-mile marker. It's Wrong Message on a short lead. Right there in second by is Lucky Star by 3.5 open length. Coming on sharply now in third is Scott's Message. Up to be fourth on the outside is the Duo Cotton Picker. Racing back in fifth now is Tombo Chief as they went to half. 59-1. The leader still is the Wrong Message. Right there in second is Lucky Star by 2.5 lengths. Scott's Magic is third. That's Duo Cotton Picker racing in fourth. Coming on fifth now is Tombo Chief. Victory Tarpon is now racing in sixth. They turn for home. The 3/4 in 1:30 straight with Wrong Message keeping that lead. Lucky Star is still right there in second. Coming on third now along the inside comes the Scott's Magic. Down the stretch they come in from the outside now. That's Duo Cotton Picker to get that lead. Racing up to be second now on the inside comes the Scott's Magic, and up to be third now. Here comes Lucky Star. That's Lucky Star now to get the lead. Here comes Victory Tarpon up to be second. It's Lucky Star in front. Victory Tarpon and Tombo Chief. come. They're off and pacing with Sly Agent out there for the early lead. Oliver Hill and way on the outside. That's Les Filling coming away for it now. It's the Bavaro. It's Sly Agent on the inside, but up on the outside to challenge now and get that lead. It's Les Filling. Les Filling from the outside gets the lead. Sly Agent is now racing in second with Oliver Hill in third. Coming away for it there was Bavaro. Jimmy Dundee is now racing in fifth. The Pig Whistle is in sixth. Mandalay now races seventh. Armada and Gypsy Giant at the end as they went that first quarter in 29. And from the outside now, that's Sly Agent to get the lead. Racing in second is Les Filling. Oliver Hill now a closer third with Bavaro in fourth. Right there in fifth along the inside, that's Jimmy Dundee. Coming on sixth now on the outside is Pig Whistling. Mandalay now races in seventh. Up to be eight is Armada with Gypsy Giant at the end. They go for the half. On the front end, it's a Sly Agent. Les Filling is right there in second. Out and going third now on the outside. Here comes the Bavaro. Racing in fourth is Oliver Hill. Right behind him in fifth now at Pig Whistling. Racing in sixth is Jimmy Dundee. They went to half in 59 and 3. Sly Agent's on a short lead. Les Filling is right there in second. Up to be third now on the outside. Here comes Bavaro. They turn for home, and the leader is Sly Agent. A length on the outside now. That's Bavaro with Les Filling dropping to the rail in third. Coming on fourth now is Pig Whistling. Down the stretch they come. The leader is the Sly Agent. Here comes Pig Whistling down along the inside, and on the outside it's the Bavaro. Sly Agent in the middle. Here comes the Pig Whistling along the inside, and way on the outside now, here comes Armada. It's going to be Pig Whistling. It's going to be Sly Agent and Armada. It's Pig Whistling winning another in 1:57. Here they come. They're off and pacing with Siouxland native out sharply. That's Ralph down along the inside. That's Stunning Chant with New Hope Chris. Coming away fifth now, that's Cascade Park. Up to be sixth on the outside. That's Highly Regarded. Racing in seven now, OK Bull. Remarkable, and at the end is We Was Robbed. And around that turn and into the backside they go. It's the Ralph now, the early leader. Siouxland later racing in second, out and going third now. On the outside is New Hope Chris. Right behind him in fourth comes the Highly Regarded. They went by that first quarter in 29 and 4. The Ralph's got the lead, 3/4 of a length. New Hope Chris is second on the outside. Siouxland Native is right there in third. But here comes the Highly Regarded with a kamikaze move down on the backside, going 3 wide. From the outside now, Highly Regarded out, gets his head in front. Right between them there, that's New Hope Chris, and the Ralph is right there along the rail. They go by that half in 57 and 4. And your new leader now is Highly Regarded. The Ralph is still right there in second. Dropping in third now, that's New Hope Chris. Siouxland Native as a close-up fourth. They're halfway around the turn with Highly Regarded now, the leader a length and a half. Ralph is still right there in second. The New Hope is in third. Coming on fourth now is Siouxland Native with Stunning Chant. The 3/4 is 128 and 3. They turn for home with Highly Regarded, the leader. The challenger second now is Stunning Chant. Ralph is third along the inside. Coming on fourth on the outside. Here comes the OK's No Bull. It's Highly Regarded on the inside. OK's No Bull on the outside. And splitting horses now. Here comes the Ralph. Highly Regarded now. Just looks him over. And he's going to just go down to the wire in front by 2 in 1:57 and 4. His fourth win of the meeting. they come. They're off and pacing with Trust Time in the middle. That's Ronnie Elmhurst in between horses. Cicero Marty and down along the inside. It's the Dock of the Bay. They're four across battling for that lead. In between horses now to get the lead. It's Ronnie Elmhurst racing in second along the rail. That Dock of the Bay dropping in third now is Cicero Marty. Racing up to be fourth and now third on the outside comes Trust Time. Around that turn into the backside they go. It's Ronnie Elmhurst on a short lead. The challenger now from the outside is Trust Time. Trust Time on the outside now gets that lead. Ronnie Elmhurst is racing in second with Dock of the Bay in third. Cicero Marty is now racing in fourth with Brian Scott in fifth. The Boomer Lomont is right there in sixth. Do It Easy, Tiger Rebel, and the Young Breed. They go for that half-mile marker, and your new leader now, once again, is Ronnie Elmhurst. Trust Time is still racing in second. That's Dock of the Bay in third. Up to be fourth now on the outside comes Brian Scott. Back to fifth now is Cicero Marty coming on sixth. It's the Boomer Lomont. They go by that half, 59 and 4. On the front end with a short lead is the Ronnie Elmhurst with Brian Scott parked second on the outside. Coming on third now along the rail is Trust Time. Racing up to be fourth on the outside. Here comes Tiger Rebel. Dropping back in fifth now. It's the Dock of the Bay. They turn for home. The leader is Ronnie Elmhurst. Right there in second along the inside is Trust Time with Brian Scott coming on. Down the stretch they come. Ronnie Elmhurst is on a short lead. Brian Scott is right there in second. Out in the middle now, that's Do It Easy. And down along the rail, here comes the Trust Time. 5, 6 horses across the track. It's anybody's horse race. And down it comes. It's still Brian Scott on the lead. Here comes the Do It Easy. Here comes Cicero Marty. Cicero Marty is flying on the outside to get it. Here they come. They're off and pacing with Ant Society in the middle, down along the inside. It's the Royal Arm. Niacin came away third with Diamond Hill in fourth. Coming on fifth now, that's Sleepy Bear. Mystic Manny, Dark Horizon, 46 guns at the end. Around the turn they go, and the Royal Arms gets the lead. And Society drops in second with Niacin out and going third now, second on the outside. Back to fourth now, that's Diamond Hill. And from the outside, the challenge for the lead is the Niacin. Down along the inside, it's Royal Arms. They go head and head for that lead. They went by that first quarter in 30 and 3. From the outside, Niacin gets that lead. Royal Arms are now racing in second. In third along the inside, that's Ann Society. Coming on fourth now is Diamond Hill. In the fifth is the Sleepy Bear. In the sixth now, Mystic Manny. Dark Horizon, 46 guns is still out the end. They go for the half-mile marker. On the front end, it's the Niacin. Royal Arms is in second. The half, 59 and 2, with the Niacin keeping that lead a tight length. Royal Arms is right there in second. Up to be third now, that's Ant Society. Racing in fourth now is Diamond Hill. They're halfway around the third with Niacin on a short lead. Diamond Hill now comes around second, and third is Royal Arms. Up to be fourth now on the outside, that's Mystic Manny. They turn for home with Niacin on a short lead. The challenger out there now is Diamond Hill. Right back in third is Royal Arms. Park fourth on the outside, it's the Sleepy Bear. Down the stretch they ramble. On the outside now, Diamond Hills is on a short lead. Niacin is still right there in second. Swinging to the rail now is Royal Arms way on the outside. Here comes the Sleepy Bear. It's the Diamond Hill, the leader. Here comes Niacin still second. And on the outside, it's Sleepy Bear. It's going to be Diamond Hill and Sleepy Bear at the wire. It's a photo. Please hold all tickets. come. They're off and pacing with Silverdale Lad out there on the outside. Down along the inside, that's Willie Bump, Quasar Elmerhurst, and Missile Escort. Silverdale Lad jumps to the rail there to get that lead. Up to be second now on the outside. That's Missile Escort out and going third now. Quasar Elmerhurst back in third is Willie Bump as Quasar Elmerhurst drops in fourth. In the fifth now is You Are Stylish. Armbro Expo, the Tune Tapper. Around that turn into the backside they go. And from the outside, Missile Escort's got the lead. Silverdale Lad is racing in second with the Willie Bump in third. Quasar Elmerhurst now racing in fourth with Iron City Al in fifth. Coming on sixth now, You Are Stylish, the Armbro Expo, and the trailing horse is the Tune Tapper. 31 seconds for that first quarter. On the short lead, that's Missile Escort. Up the challenge now on the outside. Here comes Quasar Elmerhurst. Quasar Elmerhurst from the outside gets that lead. Missile Escort is racing in second. Silverdale Lad is now racing in third. The Willie Bump in fourth. In the fifth along the rail, Iron City Al with the You Are Stylish. They went to half in 1:01. Your new leader now is Quasar Elmerhurst. In second along the inside, that's Missile Escort with Silverdale Lad. Right there in third, the Willie Bump is still fourth along the rail. They turn for home, and on a short lead, it's Quasar Elmerhurst up to be second now on the outside. That's Silverdale Lad. Missile Escort is in third. Coming on the fourth is You Are Stylish. The three quarters in 1:31 and 3. Down the stretch they come, and on a short lead, it's Quasar Elmerhurst. Here comes now Silverdale Lad in the middle to get the lead. Down along the rail, it's Quasar Elmerhurst. Silverdale Lad and way out in the middle now. Armbro Expo is flying. That's Armbro Expo on the outside. Quasar Elmerhurst. Here comes Iron City Al. It's Quasar Elmerhurst in front. Here they come. They're off and pacing with the animator out there sharply for the lead. At Rick's Empire coming away second. Down along the inside. At Formal Warrior way on the outside. At Expo. From the outside now, Rick's Empire gets that lead. Dropping in second there is Animator. Up to be third on the outside. Now comes Espo in the fourth now. It's the Formal Wear with Awesome Prince racing in fifth. From the outside now, Espo challenges for the lead. That's Espo now on the outside to get the lead. Rick's Empire now racing in second as they went the first quarter in 29 and 4. It's the Espo out there by a tight lane. Rick's Empire now racing second. Out and going third now, second and up for the lead comes the Animator. That's the Animator now getting that lead. Espo is racing in second. In third along the inside, that's Rick's Empire up to be fourth now on the outside. Comes Formal Wear. They go for that half-mile marker. The Animator's on a short lead. Park second on the outside is the Formal Wear in third along the rail now. That Espo coming on fourth is Rick's Empire. They went by the half, 59 and 2. And the leader is the Animator. In second along the inside now, that Espo still parked third on the outside is Formal Wear. Back in fourth now is Rick's Empire as they turn for home. It's the Animator on a short lead. Up on the outside now to challenge for that lead comes the Formal Wear. Racing in third along the inside is Espo with Rick Empire. They're in the home lane, and on a short lead it's the Animator. Coming on sharply now is the Expo at Formal Wear in the middle of the track now gets that lead. That's the Formal Wear on the lead. Coming on sharply now is Penny Society. Here comes Penny Society in the middle of the track to get the lead with Formal Wear and way on the outside. How fast as the ball is going to be High Mahogany. It's High Mahogany on the outside getting up. Penny Society second, Formal Wear third. Please hold on.